Hello and welcome to AURA Podcast with your girl, Kubi Springer. In today's episode, I sit down with Sara-Aisha Kent, the Deputy Editor for Cosmopolitan magazine, Middle East. We talk about what does it actually take to work in print publishing. We talk about the transition that the industry is taking from print to digital, and is it really like the devil wears Prada, or is there a different reality on her day-to-day?
What you pick as an editor is something that should actually be something that you rate. You could be really passionate about something, and if it's a flop, it's a flop. You know, it's not what they want, then you move on. But if it's something that they love, just keep doing it. I'm really lucky to be here in Dubai. I definitely see myself being here long term.
This topic is insightful, it's juicy, it's a lot of fun. So let's get into it. Welcome, gorgeous.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, and in such a gorgeous setting.
I was going to say, is this your first time at AURA?
It's not my first time, it's actually my third. I've been for 2 pool days at different times.
Okay, what times have you been?
I've done the morning and the sunset.
What's your favourite?
Oh, sunset, definitely.
Yeah?
Content. I mean, everyone was in the pool getting their content, so you have to get here at the right time to make sure you get your spot.
Yeah, your spot, perfect.
The sunset, I mean, look at this view, it's unbelievable.
Isn't it gorgeous? So welcome to the pod. It's our first time meeting, fellow Londoner, which is so nice to have. Tell us, darling, before you came to Dubai, what was you doing back home?
So I was in journalism back in Dubai, in the UK as well, but I was actually working at the tabloid newspapers. So it was all celebrity focused, you know. In the UK, obviously, the celebrity culture is massive. So the UK viewers will know people like Katie Price, Kerry Katona, always wanting to know what they're up to, the Love Islanders. I mean, when they were in and out of court, if they had trouble, even if it was just like their love lives and stuff, all that kind of juicy stuff that everyone really says they don't like to read, but it is their guilty pleasure.
Yeah, so yeah. Saturday morning.
100%. I mean, the amount of people who are a bit like snooty, like, oh, I don't read that stuff. And I'm like, of course you've read that sidebar of shame on Mail Online. Everyone has. There's nothing shameful about it. Just, you know, it's something good to know about and keep your, like, you know, info on what's going on, and to
get the tea.
Yeah, to get the tea. Exactly.
Absolutely. So what brought you here to Dubai then?
So basically, my husband always said before I met you, I was going to move to Dubai. And I was like, oh, that old chestnut. But I was like, but were you really? Like, there's so many people who say they want to move to Dubai. Obviously, you come on holiday and on that flight home, you're like, I want to move to Dubai. But
you're like me. You know what I did? I didn't go home.
You came for a holiday?
I came for a holiday and stayed.
That's amazing.
It's bonkers.
It is bonkers, but amazing. Anything to get you here and get you to stay here.
To stay. So how many stayed?
So yeah, we had a holiday here after COVID, and then I said, you know what, if you want to move here, he had lots of friends here, let's start looking for jobs. And I said, but to be honest, I'm a bit worried because obviously here it's not the same kind of landscape for journalism, so I'm a bit worried I won't be able to find a job. However, I started the job search from home, and I was really lucky to get a job for Time Out Dubai.
That's amazing. Let's just pause there for a moment, because there's going to be people outside of the UAE who hear this story and they think, I want to do that too. Was it an easy process looking online? Did it take a long time? How was that?
I have to be honest, one of the reasons that I looked at Time Out Dubai for my first job in Dubai was I saw the magazine when I arrived at the airport. And then when we met our friends here, they were like, you should look for a job at Time Out Dubai or at ITP Media Group. So that's the publisher here. So I basically checked the career website, looked on LinkedIn. I honestly kept DMing on LinkedIn the HR recruiter, and I kept sending my portfolio just to kind of get to the top of the list. And then luckily it worked. And then the interview process was probably about few months, maybe 2 months. And then, yeah, I think I got offered the job in the January. I had to obviously work my notice and stuff at home. And then in the March, we came, the same week as my 30th birthday, actually.
Wow, so did you do your 30th here?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I think I've been 2 days in Dubai.
And you're partying it up.
Yeah. I mean, because working at Time Out Dubai for your first job here is amazing, because obviously I found out about so much about the city. Like when I came, I obviously didn't know about all the different neighbourhoods. You think of Dubai as just kind of Burj Khalifa, don't you? So that was a great way to get to know kind of the city. And then fast forward 2 years, I moved to Cosmo at January this year. And I love it. It's so me. I love everything, you know, fashion, beauty, makeup, lifestyle. So it was a really good fit for me, and I was really lucky to make the move within the same ITP brand.
So it's within ITP?
Yes.
Oh, that's
so I just
brilliant.
moved a different floor.
That's fantastic. No, when people hear about magazines like Cosmopolitan, or they hear about Vogue, or they hear about Harper's, straight away their mind goes to The Devil Wears Prada. Okay, so let's just squash the myth. Is it like The Devil Wears Prada?
There's aspects that are like The Devil Wears Prada. Obviously, things like the fashion cupboard, and you've got the beauty cupboards, and obviously all the amazing things that come into the office that we get to see and experience before other people.
Yeah. Hold on, you're going too quickly because I'm in the industry. But let's back up. What is the fashion cupboard for anybody who doesn't know?
So it's a cupboard where basically all the samples will come for shoots, for any kind of projects we're working on. We're obviously really lucky when you work in like a magazine that we reach out to different PR companies and we can get sent sample pieces and bits and pieces. But honestly, it depends on shoot by shoot, case by case, obviously the mood board and whatever kind of vibe we're going for. So there's obviously a stock of things in that cupboard, but then we add in things come in and out. But my favourite is the beauty cupboard. All the perfumes, all the makeup,
all the samples.
Yes. And at least you get to like have a look at what's coming out and write about it and let people know.
Yep.
And that's what you rate.
That's the business of it, isn't it? I mean, yes, it's beautiful to be a girl and to have all the samples, but really your job is to review, or your team's job is to review, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And I think as well, it's like really important to give your kind of authoritative stamp of approval on things. Like what you pick as an editor is something that should actually be something that you rate, not just something that you're like, oh, this will do. So it's really nice to be in that position to be able to share my likes and things with the readers.
I love that. Let's talk us through a day in the life of a deputy editor at Cosmo magazine. What does that look like?
Well, I'll be honest, what I actually love the most about my job is every day is different. Every day there's something different going on. So we have our print magazine that comes out quarterly. So obviously at different times of the year we're working on that, which obviously it's lovely to have the print in your hand. It's just a different feeling. Yeah. It's just totally different feeling. And then every day obviously we have our socials and our website that we have to keep ticking along. So we'll normally have a morning meeting where we'll see what pictures are coming in, what people want to read about. The girls on the team will discuss what are you and your friends thinking about, like what's blowing up on socials at the minute. Are there any places we need to go and film something? Any new products we should do an unboxing of? It's so fast paced, but I love it. I mean, no 2 days are the same.
Talk about the difference between digital print and physical, because the industry's changed, right? So much. First of all, what's your preference? Kind of the fast pace of digital, or kind of the like, oh, the magazine's here? Like, what's your favorite?
Well, my background actually has always been digital. So when I moved to Cosmo, it was actually the first time that I've been involved in print from the flat plan to the end product. So I say, my heart has always been with digital just because that's where I started. And especially in the UK, in those fast-paced newsrooms, the 24-hour news cycle, I mean, the buzz. There's no other feeling like it, especially if you're working during a big event like, the Oscars or the Met Gala. Just on the team, that buzz and excitement of churning out exciting stories and things, and seeing people click on your stories, straight away you can see how many people are reading it. That's a lovely feeling.
It is a lovely feeling. I want to pause on that because I think people who don't work in the industry don't understand how much metrics is involved. That actually, yes, you're writing stories, but there's a lot of data analysis that goes on to kind of see who's clicking, who's reading. How much does that inform the next story or the next thing you're talking about?
Well, you're 100% spot on. I mean, what people are reading is what more we'll give them, If we see, even with Cosmo, if, Love is Blind Habibi just came out obviously here and it was a massive hit on Netflix. I mean, the first reality dating show in the Middle East. I mean, before it came out, the buzz was huge, but during the airing, the traffic was crazy by people wanting to know more about the contestants. I mean, I'd say that next to Dubai Bling, there are like core reality stars now.
Yeah.
So when we see like lots of people are clicking on these things, that's when we will see, okay, what else can we do to expand on this, feed the hunger of what people want. So when you think of a journalist, obviously you don't think of maths at all. And I mean, maths was my worst subject at school.
Why do?
My dad used to get so mad at me with my times tables. I just could not get them in my head. And even now when I add up things, I'm like, oh, I'm not really sure. But obviously it's the power of the word that's more our thing when you're in writing. But yeah, every day we use obviously different tools and websites and Google Analytics to see, what we're doing. And otherwise it would literally be like running in no direction. So there's really useful tools to know, what people like to read and giving them more of that. Because at the end of the day, we're doing it all for the readers. you could be really passionate about something, and if it's a flop, it's a flop. You know, it's not what they want, then you move on. But if it's something that they love, just keep doing it.
So what are people loving right now? What are you seeing as some of the trends on what people are wanting to watch or read? Yeah, what are some of those?
I'd say at the moment, people are definitely now, as we come to the end of 2024, looking ahead to 2025, people definitely want to know like where the hotspots in the city are going to be, where are they going to be going out next year, what new products are coming out, what's going to be the trends. So I think we're all looking ahead and thinking, I mean, what else is going to be new in Dubai? We're so lucky, there's always new things.
There's always new things.
And also what new things to put in your makeup bag and in your wardrobe.
How do you decide? Because obviously I sit on the other end of your coin in that I'm always trying to get my team to talk to people who are in the media and say, hey, cover this, cover that, come to our client's event. How do you decide? Oftentimes, I'll be honest, when we're sending an invite, I'm thinking they have got 10,462 invites today. So there's so much going on. How do you guys say, we're going to this, we're choosing this? What's your decision making?
I think, well, a catchy email headline subject is always a good one. And you're right, we do get lots. And I mean, we're so lucky for all the invitations and things we get to know about coming up. But also I think something as well is like what you're genuinely interested in. Like I know we touched on before about like what editors are putting their names behind. I think it's the same with like venues and places that you go to. I think, you know, if you build up a good relationship with an editor or a digital writer or someone on the team, and you get to know their likes and dislikes, then you can tailor the invitations or kind of whatever you're pitching to them.
That's such good advice, because there's going to be so many people, Gorge, who are listening to this, who maybe start a new business or launching a new product line, and they don't get access to somebody like you. So that's perfect advice. Thank you so much for giving that to them. Tell us a little bit about just you personally, the work-life balance. Is that a thing at the moment? I can see the wedding ring there. So how's the work-life balance?
I would say, I think everyone's in the same position in Dubai. I mean, everyone works hard and definitely plays hard. I know it's such a cliche, but I think it's so true. And because there's so much to do here, there's never a dull moment, is there? I think I love the fast-paced environment. So for me, I'm so lucky every day to go to work and say, Cosmopolitan's where I work, you know, it's the dream thing to say. So I'm so lucky every day that I get up and go to the office and I'm doing, you know, it's not like a surgery, is it? I'm doing all fun and exciting things. So it can be tricky, but you know, on the weekends, it's amazing to like hit a beach club or something. For me, that's my kind of vibe. I love to do beach tanning, anything like that.
Hence why you've been at AURA now 3 times.
Yes, exactly. I'm a sun worshipper. Yeah. So living in Dubai is perfect for that. And I feel like that's the best way to switch off. You know, back in the UK on the weekend, I felt like I never really switched off because you're just on the weekend, you can't go to a beach club or you can't go, you know, for a walk at Kite Beach or anything. So I'd say, yeah, I think everyone's trying to find their work-life balance here in Dubai, but you've just got to find your tribe and, you know, do what's best for you. And, you know, you can't pour from an empty cup. So, you know, once you replenish yourself, your work life, everything else is going to be benefiting from that.
I love that. I love that. And I'm agreement because I'm a beach girl, but I love the sea. And I love going swimming in the water with my eyes closed.
Oh.
I know. Try it.
I'm trying to think, I must have my eyes closed when I go under.
Yeah, well, in the actual sea, go under, eyes closed, and just swim for about a minute. Scariest thing in the world, but also amazing.
But there's nothing better than that real sea, that salty sea, really for grounding you and just making you feel peaceful.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about that. When you're working with your teams and you're building your teams up, how do you ensure that they don't get burnout? I mean, this place is super, super, super fast, right? How do you ensure they don't get burnout? And how do you ensure that they've got something to be able to re-contribute back in come the Monday morning?
I think we just all really openly communicate. We're really lucky on our team that we're all such great personalities. Everyone gets on really well. And everyone kind of, their main goal is to make Cosmo great and to make something we're proud of. So, to be honest, I'd say we're just all really in open communication. You know, someone needs to jump in for someone else or help someone or they're struggling. We're just open about it with each other. And I think that's the best way to be. If you're kind of holding something inside and struggling, it will eventually bubble to the surface. So, yeah, I'd say we're really, really lucky with the team.
Oh, you are lucky. I love that. Future for you. What does that look like? Editor?
Oh, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm really lucky to be here in Dubai. I definitely see myself being here long term.
Yeah, it's one of those places, isn't it? You meet somebody here, you say, how long have you been? You say, oh, I was going to do 2 years and now I've been here for 10.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those, it just sucks you in a beautiful way.
And like we were saying, like even before we started rolling the cameras, like here in Dubai, the lifestyle, like it seems from the outside that it's, you know, totally different from what it is. It's actually so family orientated.
Yes.
There's so many wholesome things to do. Once you meet your people and make friends, which I think people are so open and friendly here because it's so many expats, it's really somewhere special.
It's so, so special. So the future is staying in Dubai, possibly editor.
Let's see.
She's giving me nothing. She's like, maybe Kubi, let's see. I love that.
So obviously, as we're starting in the new year, it's time to get those vision boards in order and start thinking about manifesting what's next.
I love that. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you for
on.
having me. It was so lovely.
And I love the magazine, so keep doing everything you're doing.
Yeah, and I can't wait to bring you the next issue.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this has been phenomenal. Sitting down with the deputy editor of one of your most favourite magazines, Cosmopolitan. It was so good. Go have a read. I'm going to.